Welcome back, everyone. A big New Year's Eve get-together in the city. Now, the city of Waterville to tell you about today. And I know you're thinking, let's get through Christmas first, but I wanted to bring in some folks from, well, they're my neighbors. And from time to time on this program, I tell you, Toledo, Northwest Ohio is home, but specifically Waterville is home. It has been for a long time. Rose Kandick and Jim Conrad, both members of the Waterville Historical Society, join us on Conklin and Company this morning. Great to have you both here. Thank you for coming in. First of all, this big shindig on New Year's Eve, Rose, to celebrate the Historical Society's 50th anniversary?
Correct. In 2014.
Okay, so you're going to have this downtown, right? In downtown Waterville. Tell us about it.
We're going to be right at the clock tower in the center of town at 7:15 on New Year's Eve. And that's a Tuesday, December 31st, and it's going to be a 1-hour, family-friendly, very fun, lots of sound effects and music, and a really special guest arriving during the time.
Oh, special guest.
Special guest, yes, someone from our history out there in Waterville.
Could it be the general himself?
The general, that's who it is, exactly.
But it will take place at this clock tower,
Yes.
which is really a beautiful new structure that the village has put up within the last couple of years. And it kind of just signifies Waterville. Once you see it, you know that you are on the banks of the Maumee River in western Lucas County.
Right.
Jim, not only a member of the Historical Society, but a teacher, a history teacher for decades.
Right.
With Toledo Public Schools?
That's right.
All right, let's talk about the significance of the special guest on New Year's Eve. General Anthony Wayne himself.
Anthony Wayne definitely
yeah.
was our most distinguished visitor.
Yeah.
Opened up the Northwest settlement, came right through the area en route to Fallen Timbers, and left quite an impact on the entire area.
Boy, it sure did. When you talk about the Battle of Fallen Timbers, so much has evolved since that time.
Right.
that is indelible here in this area, from the trail that we call the Anthony Wayne Trail to so many things in Lucas County that have Anthony Wayne's name attached, the school district.
Right.
I mean, and so many things. Why do you think this area has just kind of taken on the, I don't know about the identity, but the significance of Anthony Wayne, Jim?
I think it was that spirit of frontierism, westward expansion. He made it all possible for this area. Within 20-25 years, the River Valley was beginning to bust at the seams with new development, including Waterville. Waterville then makes that transition from river town to canal town to rail town to suburban city now.
Yeah.
But he made it all possible.
It's hard to think of Waterville as a suburban city. It was a village for so long, Rose. As members of the Historical Society, I mean, what is the role of the Historical Society, and how has it evolved over the years as Waterville has evolved?
Well, now that we're in our 50th year, we're really trying to clarify to our community what our goals are, and one is really to heighten the awareness of our wonderful, rich local history in our community and bring young people into that. You know, we have some older members, but we need to really encourage younger parents and high school students and, all ages to become involved. And our second goal then is to increase our membership this year. We'd like to double our membership.
Yeah.
So
what is the membership, Rose?
the membership's about 135
significant.
full memberships. Yeah. And we're proud of that, but we'd like to double it if we could, because there are a lot more people that could become active members. We're an all volunteer organization. So the more people involved, the more ideas we can come up with to bring people to know about what our history is.
And
really
I'm biased, but it really is a special place. I believe it is. But you have so much history, Jim. You talked about it, the transitions, canal town, river town, rail town, trading town.
That's right.
There's a number of buildings there that I think about. The Columbian House, which has all this history behind it. But in talking about the village itself and the history, as you look back on it, what were the main things that when people look back in history, it said this was a significant event in the village and now the city of Waterville's history?
The coming of the canal certainly was important. That changed all of Northwest Ohio. Not only was it brought in for trade, it was a military idea too, actually connecting New York City with New Orleans, used during the Mexican War. It brought new waves of immigration. New ideas. It forced Waterville to move its business district from the river town, River Road, up to 3rd Street, which
All the
became-
way up to 3rd Street.
all the way up to 3rd Street.
A couple
yes.
hundred feet.
Exactly.
Yeah. And Rose, the Historical Society itself, tell us what you do. Exactly, what's your role?
Our role is really, as I was mentioning before, about the need to heighten awareness of our local history.
Okay.
And so we do a number of events. We work with the schools, and we have tours during the summertime of the city, walking tours. We have 2 museums on River Road, South River Road, that are the Robbins House and Sargent House, old original buildings, and we give tours of those. We maintain those buildings to keep them up. We bring all the Waterville 3rd graders in class by class in the fall at the beginning of the year when they're going to be studying local history in their social studies classes. And we give them a tour of the house, both houses, Sargent House and Robbins, and they take a walking tour also. And we kind of get into the period. We dress in costumes and we tell the kids they're getting into a time machine and going back, you know, into the early days of Waterville. And we tell the children what the kids had to do in the pioneer days, and they're in awe when they find out how they had to
You
go
bet.
down to the river and get water and
It's
you
a
know,
little
all
tougher
the
slog
chores.
than it is now. I
Yes,
think. Yeah.
and it's hard for them to imagine life without electricity
All the
and so on.
conveniences we have. Yeah.
Yeah.
Jim, what would you tell kids if you took them on a tour of the monument across from what is now the mall at Fallen Timbers? But what a beautiful structure that is. What would
It
you
is,
tell
isn't
them
it?
when you take a look at that?
It's just awe-inspiring looking at the river from there, Turkey Foot Rock, the monument itself. There have been a number of Native American religious ceremonies held there from time to time. It's just a place to breathe deeply and meditate. I think.
It is a special
Yes.
place. Why was he mad, Anthony Wayne?
I think he fought with the fury. He did have a temper. He could be irascible with fellow officers, but in battle, he was the man you wanted in command. Washington knew that.
All right, and in closing here, Rose, let's talk about the event once again, because
All
we
right.
really want, before people start to hoot and holler, they can appreciate the splendor, the historic splendor that is Waterville. It is the big New Year's Eve celebration, 50th anniversary celebration of the Waterville Historical Society, Tuesday, December 31st, 7:15 to 8:15.
Yes.
Only going to be about an hour,
Yes,
right?
and we're engaging the audience. We're going to kind of make them part of a reenactment. They're going to have some part in what we're doing that evening, so it should be fun.
Interactive.
It'll be very
with the
interactive,
audience.
yes.
Okay. Well,
Great
congratulations
fun.
on 50
Thank
years.
you.
And maybe you can get some old anchor guy to join you at some point.
That'd
you
be
know.
great.
That'd be
We would
great.
love it.
He's fascinated with the whole
Yeah.
history of
Yeah.
Anthony Wayne. So thank you for coming in.
You're welcome.
Rose Candick and Jim Conrad, thank you so much. We
You're
appreciate
welcome.
it. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays to both of you.
Same to you, Lee.
Come back in just a minute. Conklin and Company continues Take 3 with Skylar Meadows right after this.